Do you remember Okarun's real name in Dandadan?
Okarun's real name?
Yeah.
Ken Takakura?
Yeah, that's correct. That's actually, he has the same name as the Japanese legendary actor.
Right.
So we'd like to talk about Ken Takakura and also Dandadan's rom-com side.
Digging Japanese pop. I'm Cody, and here with me is
Yoshi here. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Today, we'd like to talk about Dandadan.
Yep, Dandadan.
Which sounds kind of odd to my Japanese ear because we usually call it Dandadan. But in English, I think it's pronounced Dandadan. Dandadan, yeah. I don't really need to introduce this series, but it's just in case, it is a manga and anime series where the main character is Okarun, which is Ken Takakura. He's a nerd of occultic things.
Like UFO and all these like aliens. Stuff like that. Yeah.
And counterpart is Momo Ayase, who's a girl who doesn't believe in aliens and such, but she believes in ghosts.
Right.
So they kind of have to figure out who's right.
Well, you said, like a lot of people knows this Dandadan as an action-packed kind of like supernatural battle manga, right?
Yeah.
But romance is part of the story, right?
Yeah,
one of the core elements of the story.
Yeah. Since in Digging Japanese Pop, this month is kind of featuring rom-com. So we'd like to talk about rom-com side of Dandadan today.
All right.
What I found, I reread the manga series for this, and what I felt was the very unique side of this rom-com element is Momo loving Ken Takakura.
Right. The
as
actor
an actor
one.
The actor.
Yeah,
the actor one.
Yes.
That is so unique to...
I know.
Even to our generation.
Yes, because he's such a legendary actor, but he's from many, many years ago. Like, he's from Showa-era.
Yeah, like my mom and my dad's era. So
right, exactly.
when they are young and when they go to movies, he's basically everywhere.
Yeah, and I believe like a lot of listeners and like all the readers outside of Japan are probably thinking like, who is this guy? Who is Ken Takakura, right?
Yeah, I think he was in Hollywood movie called Black Rain. Ridley Scott directed it, I believe, but sorry if I was mistaken. But he's actually in Hollywood movie. But maybe not that many listeners don't know about Ken Takakura. I mean, I don't really know much about Ken Takakura.
I don't either because I know his name, but then to be honest, I don't really know like his movies or dramas. Like I don't think I've watched that many where like he's in. So
I think I've only watched 2 of his movies. Shinkansen Daibaka, which is I don't know the English title, but a bullet train explosion, which was remade in Netflix recently. But the original version, Ken Takakura was in it, and also Poppoya, which is on train station stuff.
That's a very famous one. Yes,
both of them are actually train related.
Right.
How coincidence, but in them he portrayed a really classic Japanese man that everyone dreams of, kind of.
Oh, like during the Showa-era, right? Like Showa-era dream guy kind of thing.
Yeah. I think he's more like a Japanese version of Clint Eastwood, I think.
Ah, okay.
Like guy with not many words,
right?
But he shows himself by what he does, actually.
So he doesn't say much, but he shows with his action, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's kind of Ken Takakura impression of us. I
Okay,
think.
so Clint Eastwood or like Henry Fonda or like someone
Well,
like Gary
more
Cooper?
recently,
Yeah.
more recently, maybe Keanu Reeves kind of
Okay.
hits the criteria. I think it is Showa to us.
Yeah, right.
The Showa, which is a really old era. Yeah, I think it was that it was a thing. Like not many was, and by action was the best way the man can be, and it is not. Most of, I mean, not right now. It is not.
I mean,
not.
It has changed.
Some people like it. Some people like it that way.
Yep. But I guess that's how people dreamed, like, or like what people wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe in old days,
probably.
Yeah.
And in those movies, Ken Takakura portrayed the man who has to survive the really severe condition without well, he complains sometimes, but without many complaints. So he kind of he's stressed, of course, but he just deals with a lots of accidents or like unfortunate things.
Okay, like difficult situations.
Yeah, difficult situation.
Well, he shows who he is through his action rather than like talking about it, I guess.
Yeah, and he kind of also knows he kind of has to do it. He does it because he has to do it, or everyone demands him to do it. So that's kind of like everyone dreams of being like him, I think.
Right. But you know, like it's so funny is that Momo in the story, she likes him so much, and he dreams like about this guy, right? He's like Ken Takakura for Momo, the actor one, is like a dream guy for her.
Yeah,
but like
I mean,
as you could probably tell, we don't even know much about this guy. So it's so funny how she's so obsessed with this actor, Ken Takakura. Well, I'm pretty sure he was such a cool guy, but he wasn't really in our era, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe she gets the Ken Takakura's dream because her grandma, maybe.
Maybe
her grandma showed her a lot of old movies,
right?
And maybe she kind of liked it, maybe, but it is really rare, for the generation the Momo is in. But in the beginning, she was dating a guy who kind of looked like Ken Takakura, but he was a really bad boyfriend,
right?
So
I remember that, and then they broke up and stuff like that.
Yeah. Good for her. I mean, so that's the start. That's the start, and that's how we feel about Ken Takakura as an actor. But it is, to us, it's that kind of value, or that kind of portrayal of man, or like manliness, or like something like masculinity. It doesn't stick recently. I don't think it's a thing
anymore
recently, not anymore. And
I think of course that has changed recently, and I feel like people are more into communications, like like saying exactly what you are thinking, like what you're thinking, or like your thoughts, your opinions, you share with your significant others. And I think it's more valued that way. Something like that is more valued that way, rather than like not saying it out loud, just by showing it through actions. I mean, of course, showing it through action is also important, but I think communication has got more value in people's mind, like when it comes to relationships. So I think a dreaming of a man who shows only through action but not through communication is not really a thing recently.
And I kind of see how the same kind of change happens in Western rom-com, I think.
Mm.
Like I only know the Western culture via movies, but I mean, in recent rom-com films, guys or like most of the time, everyone is supposed to communicate. Because communication is the thing. In the old movies, guys don't talk that much.
That's very true. I think how people perceive all these kind of things in old days, like it's not really old days, but like a while ago, it's really, really different how we see things nowadays. And I guess that's also the same in the Western culture as well.
Yeah.
Although it was
in the end of
right.
In the end of the film, usually guy finally says "I love you" or something like that. But it happens. The communication happens a lot in recent rom-com film, I think, and it's kind of interesting to see the same change in Japanese rom-com too.
Right. And then especially in Japanese romance stories, it's not really always the case. Although it has changed quite a lot recently, but it's still like sometimes the ideal is that like your feelings are understood without being spoken out loud. You know? So even though you don't say it, you can kind of tell, kind of thing. Sometimes there's a beauty in it. I guess.
Yeah.
Especially in Japanese culture. So I think
And
that also applies to
Dandadan shows the really good side of not saying anything but actually do or like actually take action by like Okarun kind of trained himself without saying anything, and because he has to do it, and he thinks it's kind of embarrassing to show the process of effort, and that's really I think that's overlapping a kind of Showa value, but in a good way.
That's very, very true.
I think this kind of change happens in workplace too, not just in romantic relationships, but with a like boss or like within workplace in Showa-era. Back in, I don't know, maybe 40 years ago, 30 years ago, boss would go like, I wouldn't teach you anything, just look at me and just learn
from me,
kind of. Learn from me. I'm gonna do my job, so learn from me by looking. That was a thing, right? But
I see. Yeah,
now,
I think that's a very typical Japanese company kind of way of teaching. Back in the day. Yeah.
But now it's my boss will like, hey, here's this manual. If you don't like understand anything, just ask me anything, anytime. Anytime's fine. Just let's communicate, kind of boss. So it's changing.
Yeah, of course.
Not just in romantic relationship. It's the way of communication in general is changing.
Yeah, it has changed. Yeah, so I think that's why it's so interesting that Dandadan is like, it's such a modern series and it still kind of leans into this idea of like unspoken romance and like unspoken, the beauty of unspoken.
Yeah. And that's I felt the very, very unique point of a very unique portion of Dandadan. And it has kind of a Showa value other than the romantic relationship. It has a song, Can You Work for 24 Hours?
Can you work for 24 hours?
That the sorry, I forgot that Shako-san. I don't really know the English name of him. The boxer.
Yeah,
alien,
right.
Boxing alien. He sings that song. Can you work for 24 hours? That was very Showa.
Yep.
So yeah.
We're not allowed to work 24 hours now with that, okay? That's illegal. But thankfully, I think the author was just using that as a joke, but it's very interesting that it actually comes up, in the story. Yeah, that's very, very Showa-era kind of like mindset. Yeah.
But it wasn't shown in a good way that the working for 24 hours is not shown in a good way, but say that in Okarun with Okarun the value of Showa shows up in a really beautiful way, I think.
Right. Yeah, Okarun is very, he's still like a high school kid, right? And he's still young and like his lives in this modern society, but he also has this, the value of, being strong and responsible. And he does that through his actions rather than like saying it out loud. Although he complains a lot, like he's just like, oh, it hurts and stuff like that. He still does that, but for important moments, like he does his best. Just like, he does like put his effort to deal with the difficult situation that he is in because he was possessed by this crazy ghost and he needed to deal with that. But even with that, like he was trying to do his best for Momo and for other people he cares about. And I think that the beauty of like Unspoken, that very old value, but still beautiful, it's still like in him, right? Yeah.
And
I think,
what you just said kind of like to me, it overlaps with the Ken Takakura as an actor.
Yeah. So like is Okarun actually like Ken Takakura? That's a question, right?
I mean, I would say it's overlapping in a good way, but Okarun is Okarun.
Right. I mean, at first glance, he's not Ken Takakura at all.
At all. Not at all. I mean,
he's like, he's a nerd and like, I'm not saying being a nerd is a bad thing, but he's like a very different person from like Ken Takakura. He's very emotional sometimes and like he's often insecure. And then he seems like the complete opposite of Ken Takakura. But as you said, I think they do share something important.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this overlap within Ken Takakura, I think. Both of them does what they have to do.
Yeah. And
because they're the only one who can do it.
Right. Yeah, like, so one of my favorite scenes is where Okarun was training in the backyard of school, somewhere like behind. Yeah, the
without saying anything.
And so he was just working out, right, like to be stronger. And then Momo finds out about it, but she kind of misunderstood the situation because there was another girl coming for Okarun to ask them questions. And then they accidentally kind of fell over or something like that. And then Momo just accidentally saw only that scene. So, yeah, I love that.
That is so cliche.
But I love that scene because, it really shows how he thinks of, like, and how he acts. Like, he doesn't really say that, like, I'm going to go work out and then, like, I'm going to try to be stronger. He doesn't say that, but he does it, like, secretly. He doesn't talk to Momo or like he doesn't tell Momo what he's gonna do, but then he does it anyways.
Yeah, that scene felt I felt like polar opposite to that scene because I when I was in high school I had a girlfriend and she really wants me to train myself to have some more muscle because I was really skinny boy back then. And I said, yeah, I'm going to train myself. And I didn't. So
the other way around.
The other way around, yeah. And I felt so bad reading that scene. I was like, oh, I was a bad boyfriend.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, now I'm better. I do training. So, yeah, now I'm better.
Good for you. But anyways, yeah, he just like all these things, but he doesn't really do it for attention. He does it because he believes it's something that he should do. And how Okarun and like Momo was like kind of like finds each other kind of attractive and all that. I think that's like one of the reasons Momo finds him attractive rather than his like just the fact that his real name is Ken Takakura.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Okarun kind of, watched the movies because he has the same name. I mean, that's what I would do if I have if my name was the same,
right?
If my name was same as a legendary actor, I would watch all of his movies probably.
Wait, are you saying that he watched all the movies and he kind of knew how Ken Takakura is, and then he tried to do that to...
The beautiful thing is, Okarun seems not to watch those movies. He doesn't.
Right.
He probably doesn't know all the movies, but he's overlapping somewhere, and that's the beauty of Okarun.
That's very true. I hope he did not watch those movies.
Yeah, and now I know I cannot be.
Yeah.
Now I know I cannot be Okarun because if I were him, I would watch all the movies and I would probably...
And then you learn how Ken Takakura is, and then you're gonna learn from it, and then you're gonna try to act like him.
Yeah. Momo wouldn't love that version of Okarun.
Yeah, and then there was one scene that I don't think it was intentional. It was just a very interesting coincidence that they had, but Okarun happened to say one of the line that Ken Takakura said.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I remember that. I think it was "jibun bukiyo nande" or something like that.
Yeah. I think in English it was I'm an awkward fella, and it happens. It's recurring line, I think.
Right. And Momo was like, huh? What did you say? Something like that, right?
That is, I mean, even we know that's Ken Takakura as an actor. Line, the famous line. I think it's from a commercial or something.
TV commercial or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But we know. And
yeah.
That's beautiful coincidence.
Yeah. I don't know whether that was a trigger or not, but I feel like more of Okarun's personality was the reason why Momo actually, got attracted to Okarun.
Yeah. I mean, Momo started out dating someone looking like Ken Takakura, but it didn't work out. And now she finds the portion of the really tiny element of Ken Takakura as an actor in Okarun. Surprisingly, she found that in Okarun. So that's a really great surprise, and that's a really great start of this relationship. And it was beautiful first episode.
I mean, when I was reading Dandadan for the very first time, I never really paid attention to the romance side. I was more into interesting aliens and all these flashy battles happening between them. But then when you said you wanted to talk about this from the romance aspect, I was like, yeah, there's Momo and Okarun, right? So I reread the manga and I was like, oh my god, this is so interesting. I even thought all these battles and all the aliens ghosts. Sometimes I just felt like all these things they just exist in the story just to push Momo and Okarun's relationship forward.
Yeah.
I even felt that way. And it's the romance aspect in this story is so important and so big. And then
it's rom-com occult manga. So it's called rom-com occult manga for a reason. So yeah,
it's very, very interesting because I never saw it that way. I think if you guys have read Dandadan already, and then if you just read it as a supernatural battle manga, and then we would recommend you to go back to it and then read it. Try to see it from the romance aspect because it's very, very interesting.
I mean, and also they have other romance relationship other than Okarun and Momo, right? There's Gigi, and there's or other characters, but they don't really interrupt the relationship between Momo and Okarun, and
Right.
they're not distracting at all. They try to distract, but it doesn't work. And I think that's a beautiful relationship with Momo and Okarun.
Yep, I think that Dandadan is often discussed as just as a battle manga, but just looking at through the, from different aspects, from the romance aspect, it kind of gives a whole different side of the story. And then at the center of it, it may be a very Japanese romantic ideal. The feelings that are expressed without words. And I think it's a very, very interesting way to read the story. So we would recommend you to go back to it if you have read it once already. And if you haven't read it yet, you can go and read those manga or even like watch the anime because the anime series are also available as well. So, keep those aspects in mind. And like, I think you're going to enjoy the story even more.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Before we finish up,
all right.
I happen to remember the Ken Takakura, the value of Showa-era survived in certain field.
Okay. What is it?
Gokon.
Gokon?
Which is I don't know how to describe it in English.
It's kind of like a dating
matchmaking. Yeah, it's matchmaking party kind of. And I was when I was in university, or like I think it was when I was 20 years old, 22 years old, something like that. I was asked to join that party, a matchmaking party. So there were like 3 ladies and 3 of us, and matchmaking. And the organizer told me in matchmaking party, there are 3 types of dude are needed. One is silent, handsome guy, which is Ken Takakura. And the other one's the organizer, of course. And the third one is a funny dude. And I was like, okay, then I will be
3 different types. Okay.
Yeah, 3 different types. He told me, and I was like, okay, but the ladies want the silent, handsome type, right? So I will be that guy. And I told him, and he was like, you can't. You're a funny dude guy, so just forget about being silent and handsome. And I mean,
you're from Kansai region, so
yeah,
that's your thing, I guess.
Yeah, but there was a silent, handsome guy who was kind of like Ken Takakura. He doesn't look like Ken Takakura, but he kind of represents the portrays the virtue.
I'm pretty sure you could be the silent, handsome guy as well.
If I want to, yeah. If I want to.
Yes.
Handsome, maybe not, but silent, yeah, I can do that.
Okay. All right, so I guess that the value still lives.
Yeah, it still lives. It still survives.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so this podcast is brought to you by the manga app emaqi. The manga we discussed today, Dandadan, is also available on emaqi. So be sure to check out the link in the description. And don't forget to follow the show and leave a rating and also share your thoughts in the comments, please.
Please. Yeah, comment, please.
All right, so we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.